Okay, and to cap off the show today, remember how at the beginning of the episode I mentioned watching a comedy classic with friends via Netflix party, and how the person I was going to review the film with, I am currently quarantined with? Ta-da! Il mio fratello, Mike Acierno. How are you today?
I'm pretty good. How about you? Well, I mean, I'm stuck in my house, and I've been stuck for the past week, and it blows. But I'm good. How about you?
I was going to say something a little bit more upbeat, but you kind of just hit the nail right on the head.
So just say it. If you're doing better than me, it's fine. I don't care.
No, I'm not. You're still working. I'm not.
Oh, true!
I'm not
I
at the
can
moment.
work from home.
Yeah, no, but I mean, considering what it is, it's okay. It's okay. You know,
True. Yeah. All right, that's fair.
Yeah, you don't seem too convinced by.
I'm not convinced this sucks.
But no, I mean, considering and we watched this via the Netflix party with Jordan and Steph. Your other half, and I gotta say it was a good
I'd say
experience.
better half, but yeah, sure.
Yeah, better half. Oh, so now he's. What'd you do? What'd you do that you're kissing up now?
Nothing. What? I didn't do anything.
All right, I guess I'm supposed to buy that for now. But no, considering what it was, it was. I think it was a good experience. Does it beat having people over at your home or going out to the movies to watch it? No, I can't say it does. But considering everything, I think it's a solid. I think it's a solid option. I really do.
Yeah, definitely a solid option. I mean, if it's that or seeing or not interacting with anybody at all ever, then yeah, it's way.
By far. And that comedy classic that we're going to review today is The Other Guys, starring Will Ferrell and Mark Wahlberg. Mike, do you wanna tell the nice people what this movie is about, or should I just do that?
Yeah, it's your job. You go for it.
It's my job that I'm not getting paid for. So the movie follows a comically unfortunate series of events as they take course after two mismatched cops try to take up the mantle left behind by two fallen heroes.
All I have to do is just read that?
Pretty much,
okay.
yeah.
I didn't realize that we were actually planning this. My bad.
Yeah, it's fine. You'll redeem yourself. Don't worry. The film is directed by Adam McKay and is written by McKay and Chris Henchy.
I beat you.
Yeah, there you go. Can you want to read? I said Mark. Oh my God! I said Will Ferrell and Mark Wahlberg already. Do you want to read the rest of the names, Michael?
Yeah, sure. Why not? Michael Keaton, Eva Mendes, Rob Riggle, Damon Wayans, Jr., Samuel L. Jackson, Dwayne Johnson, Ray Stevenson, and Steve Coogan. Who does Steve Coogan play?
Steve Coogan is David Ershon. He's the guy who everyone's after.
Oh yeah, the billionaire.
Yeah, the billionaire. The very irresponsible billionaire. All right, so Mike, what were your thoughts on this movie?
Is this movie really rated PG-13?
Yeah, I was surprised at that too.
It was a good movie. It was a funny movie. Those are my thoughts. It's a funny movie. It's a good if you're into buddy cop movies, then go for it. It's not an Oscar winner, but it's
absolutely not. And as far as non-Oscar winners goes, this is really solid. Here's the thing. This is like I said, this is directed by Adam McKay, same director who before The Other Guys also did movies like Talladega Nights, Anchorman, and Step Brothers.
Yeah. And
all those movies, especially Step Brothers, are stupid, done really, really well.
Yeah.
Whereas this one, I think in terms of the intelligence level, is a bit above Step Brothers, if I'm being honest. There's certain concepts that it plays.
Let's be real. I mean, basically, Dora the Explorer is above Step Brothers.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
But even then, there's certain parts as far as the detective story and whatnot that it plays with, and there's certain ties into certain messages about the financial sector and stuff like that it toys around with. That I gotta say that it doesn't feel totally stupid, and I think it handles that pretty well. It doesn't feel like Adam McKay is just this comedy director who's just getting too big for his britches by trying to do something smart. That never felt like anything like. This movie never felt anything like that throughout its entire runtime.
It's mostly lowbrow humor that you can feel good about because there's highbrow themes in there.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it.
You won't feel bad for enjoying this movie.
Yeah, you won't feel like you're losing IQ points.
Yeah, like if I watch The Benchwarmers, I'm like, oh shit, I enjoyed this movie. I'm retarded. But,
yeah.
But this one I could watch and be like, hey, no, it's just a funny movie. Nothing wrong with me.
Exactly, and it is a very, very funny movie. Like we were saying, despite its PG-13 rating, of course, because I think Anchorman's PG-13, but Step Brothers. Is rated. Yeah, Step Brothers rated. Remember, how did you convince Mom and Dad to let us watch Step Brothers with them?
I said that the worst parts of the movie are in the trailer so parents can rate it, and that's definitely not true.
Yeah, that's far from true. Did you also tell them it was PG-13, and for whatever reason they just didn't hit the info button? I could have sworn that you said it was PG-13.
I don't know. I don't remember. I probably said R. I was like, no, that's as bad as it gets in the trailer. It's not. There was a graphic sex scene in that movie, which made me actually made me regret suggesting we watch the movie in the first place because there's nothing more awkward than watching that with your parents.
Yes. Yeah. So thank you for that one, Michael, so much. But no.
Live and learn.
But yeah, like you said, despite since there's a lot of like lowbrow humor, as you were saying, but like it works very well, like despite it being a PG-13 movie.
I mean, anything with Will Ferrell, I'm going to think is hysterical. I
Yes.
just finished watching Semi-Pro for the first time. It's a pretty
Never
old
seen it.
movie. I'd never seen it before, and it's hysterical.
So yeah, that's okay. So like you said, anything or just about anything with Will Ferrell, you can almost assume is a funny movie. And it's not just him that's in this movie too. Him and Mark Wahlberg work very well together. They're a great duo, and the characters that they're given to play are like they're great compliments to each other. Like Mark Wahlberg is like this very angry, frustrated, hot-headed cop, and then Will Ferrell's like this mild-mannered, but at the same time very passive-aggressive guy who the gator wants to get out.
He's passive-aggressive, but really only to his wife.
Which is one of the funniest parts in the movie.
He's like a master of deadpan.
Yeah.
I can't think of anybody else any other actor who does deadpan as good as
Yeah, it's just like, how do you say the stuff that he says to Eva Mendes, of all people?
Yeah.
Who's way out of his league in more ways than one.
Hey, Will Ferrell's not a... Yeah, alright.
Yeah. He's not a bad-looking guy, but he's got nothing on his movie wife. That's usually how it goes in his movies.
That's fair.
But no, the two of them work very, very well together.
Maybe he's packing. You don't know. I'm sorry. Keep going.
Maybe he's just a really nice guy.
Or a really fat cock. Can I say that? I'm sorry.
No, you can't. It's just Mom's watching this too. I'm not editing this out at all.
Right. You keep going.
Yeah,
we'll blow through this as fast as possible.
we'll just rip the Band-Aid off. Something else that ended up being better than I originally would have thought. I didn't think it would be bad, but I didn't think it'd stand out as much as it does. The music in this movie is actually pretty solid too.
Yeah, it's kind of reminiscent of like those old buddy cop movies.
There's like a nice piercing jazz note in there that they play when things are going wrong. And like I remember watching. I think this movie first came out in like 2010. I was 13 when we saw it, and I remember listening to that. And I'm like, wow, I'm actually gonna remember that. This isn't just gonna be like this isn't like the score for Onward, where it's just like a staple. It just fills like some kind of gap that I guess didn't really need to be filled. Like, this actually stands out a bit more.
Yeah, like you hear like a really bluesy note, you're like, ooh, they're sad.
Just like, wow.
If you hadn't seen anything in the movie up until that point, you'd be like, oh, something sad's happened.
Yeah. But on top of that, then you have the soundtrack too, full of old and new songs. Because, of course, who can forget Pimps Don't Cry? That was another thing I forgot. Because, I had seen this movie, way before we watched it this past weekend. But, they start singing that song in the movie, and I totally forgot about it.
It existed, yeah.
That's what I love. There's so many, memorable gags in this movie that I did remember going into it, and, I was anticipating. But then the Pimps Don't Cry scene, when Eva Mendes is singing that to Will Ferrell, I laughed my ass off. I totally forgot that was in there.
Or when the chief keeps making TLC puns.
Oh, my God. It's like, come on, it's not funny anymore.
I don't know, what are you talking about? What's TLC?
What is TLC?
They're a band.
I thought they were a band. I thought they were some. Is it bad that when I first thought of TLC, when they're saying the movie,
I thought the television network.
Yeah,
right?
Johnny K+8, all those godforsaken hours that Catherine had control of the remote, and we had to watch Johnny K+8. Background context: Catherine is our younger sister, but those are hours upon hours that we will never get back.
I enjoyed it a little bit.
John was the only reason to watch that show. John was actually funny. Kate was aggravating. But a couple other things that the other guys, not John K+8, the other guys has going for it. The action sequences are actually pretty well done in this movie too.
And even those are really funny too.
Yeah, they're fun and funny.
Yeah.
But again, given the kind of movie that this is, because it is a buddy cop movie, but also it is a lowbrow comedy movie. You wouldn't expect anything on the technical front to be anywhere near impressive or hell even average.
Yeah.
And this movie, and it's nothing. It's not Saving Private Ryan action grade, of course, but no, it's does a little more than you would expect it to do.
Yeah.
And I like it when movies, especially in this particular genre, step up to being just a little bit more than just a dumbass comedy.
Even then, there's certain jokes in the movie that you see, you're like, what's gonna happen? And then the answer is, you didn't realize that the answer was really obvious the entire time, what the joke was gonna be. Like when The Rock and Samuel L. Jackson, they're like, you think what I'm thinking, partner? They're like, hey,
aim for the bushes.
And then they give a fist pound, and then they jump off the building, and they're falling for 15 seconds. You're like, how are they going to get out of this? And then they just
don't.
die.
They don't.
And that was it.
That I nearly should have brick laughing at that in the theater, too. I'm like, wait, did they just kill these two really big actors? Wait a minute. I didn't know they could do that this early into the movie.
And then Mark Wahlberg's like, there wasn't even an awning.
Another building off that, another thing that works so well about this movie is just how quotable this movie is too. Because again, this is an Adam McKay film. Step Brothers, Talladega Nights, Anchorman. All those movies have so many memorable quotable moments, and this movie is no stranger to that concept as well. I just noticed that like anyone that I'll say a line from this movie to, they'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Like that's the kind of movie that this is.
Like what though?
Like, you know, anything as far as, like, you know, Gator wants... Oh, what the hell's the line? When,
Gator wants his gat!
Yeah, Gator wants his gat. And Michael Keaton just gives him...
Immediately scrambles for it.
Or, I am a peacock! You gotta let me fly! Peacocks don't fly. Just let them have it, Captain.
Yeah, exactly.
And then there are a lot of, on top of just, like, you know, really funny lines, there are a lot of, like, great running gags that go throughout this movie, too, that never feel out of place or forced or anything like that. Like I said, the TLC gag. The TLC references... Dirty Mike and the boys. We will have sex in your car.
Yeah.
But no, all around, this is just like a really, really funny movie, and I think this is like a step above, like, you know, McKay's previous work. Because like, if you look at, like, you know, Adam McKay's filmography, like I said, he did the other comedies that I mentioned before. After this one, he did, I believe, Anchorman 2, and then after that one, he did The Big Short. The Big Short, which again is
a serious movie.
Yeah, that's you know, it's got like, you know, it's got a comedic edge to it, but it's a much more serious movie, just based alone on how, like, you know, the heady concepts that one deals with as well, with everything with the financial crisis. Because like, and I remember thinking to myself, at least after watching the other guys this past weekend, if Adam McKay jumped from doing Step Brothers to The Big Short, that leap wouldn't have made any sense. But I feel like The Other Guys was the movie that he had to do in order to get himself in the right, you know, mindset or really territory to be able to pull off something like The Big Short.
Yeah, okay, that's a good way of putting it. Because it's like stupid funny to like mildly stupid funny to serious movie instead of just stupid funny to serious movie.
Yeah, so like the shift isn't too crazy. Like the shift doesn't feel like, you know, it's too much out there. But honestly, I think next to The Big Short, which I honestly love, that's a movie I wish I could watch again. I think this, yeah, I don't know where. Next to The Big Short, I think The Other Guys is probably Adam McKay's best movie. You know how I usually like to, you know, go about, like, you know, giving a thumbprint on movies and whatnot. I do a 1 to 100. I'm, like we both said, like, you know, The Other Guys isn't like, you know, a cinematic masterpiece, but honestly, I still feel like this is a very, very solid movie. Outside of it just being very, very funny, I'm going to give it an 87.
I'm going to give it about the same, actually. Yeah, I think 87 is pretty spot on.
That's
it's not
fair.
winning any Oscars, but it's a good time.
Yeah, it's a great time, and even then, like I said, it has more going for it than just it being a good time. At least in my opinion.
A lot of it must have gone over my head. Like I get what you're saying. Like it's more than a good time, but it's you don't watch it for that more than a good time.
Exactly. Yeah, you watch it for the good time. Right. Yeah.